High stakes, but trying to set low expectations for the meeting between Prime Minister Mark Carney and U.S. President Donald Trump today in Washington. Plus, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre sends a message before his caucus meeting, and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says she's not looking to leave Canada, but is promising a separation vote next year if there's enough signatures on a petition. So there's a lot to get to. Let's bring in the Globe and Mail's Laura Stone. Laura, this morning, let's start right away with the White House meeting between Carney and Trump. That's happening today. The schedule came out this morning. They're going to meet around 12:30. The press is going to get a chance to see them inside the Oval Office. Trump saying he doesn't know what Canada wants, but what are you watching for when we finally see these two in the Oval Office? I'm so curious about the body language and just watching what the dialogue is between the two.
Yes, Anne-Marie, to me, this meeting is about tone and tenor and the interpersonal relationship between President Donald Trump and newly re-elected Prime Minister Mark Carney. As you mentioned, Carney is certainly trying to keep expectations low for the Canadian public, not expecting the tariffs to be lifted, for instance, or for Canada to strike a deal with the United States coming out of this meeting. But I think certainly how President Trump treats Mr. Carney, how he treats Canada writ large during that meeting is what's to watch for, because this is supposedly going to be the first in a series of meetings. This is going to set the tone of the relationship between the two countries, and whether Mr. Carney can start these negotiations about lifting tariffs, and particularly about the upcoming negotiations for the free trade deal next year. And so how Mr. Carney is treated and how he handles it, I think, will be of particular interest, because I think no matter what President Trump does, if he tries to goad him or not, I think Prime Minister Carney has to keep a calm and steady demeanor and kind of show that he's not rattled, regardless of what happened during that meeting today.
And there's so many different approaches that either of them could take, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when the cameras are rolling. All right, while Carney is in Washington, the Conservative caucus is going to meet in Ottawa today. Party leader Pierre Poilievre released a video yesterday saying that he lost, he has lessons to learn, as well as showing him meeting with the Alberta MP who's resigning his seat. So top of the agenda for this meeting in Ottawa is finding an interim opposition leader. So who's on the list?
Well, right now, it seems like the leading contender is Andrew Scheer, longtime Conservative MP and former party leader. He's been out doing a series of interviews with media, something that the party didn't do much during the recent campaign, Anne-Marie. And he's trying to kind of explain what happened during the election, where the party grew its base, particularly in areas such as the Windsor area of Ontario, the Greater Toronto area, picked up some seats there, and trying to account for the loss. Other kind of high-profile Conservatives include Melissa Lantsman, who was a deputy leader under Mr. Poilievre in the last Parliament. She is very well known in the GTA. She is someone who could potentially lead the party in the House. But I think the message coming from the caucus right now is, let's get Pierre Poilievre back at the House as quickly as possible. He's already announced he's going to run in this by-election. It could be called in the summer, and so he could be back in the fall, and that's where we saw his strengths as opposition leader. But I think you do see a change of tone from Mr. Poilievre somewhat in that video that he released yesterday from Alberta, saying he needs to learn and grow, accepting the results of the election. We haven't heard much from him since the loss, but he also hasn't said anything to his constituents of 20 years in the Ottawa area. He lost that seat to Liberal Bruce Franjoy, and from what we understand, he has still not reached out to Mr. Franjoy. So there's still some lessons to be learned there, and I think there's going to be a debrief during this caucus meeting from Conservative MPs venting somewhat, or having their voices heard about what they feel went well and what didn't go well during this recent campaign.
Speaking of the House and leaders, BC MP Don Davies was announced as the interim NDP leader. So what does that mean for the direction of the party, where they hope to rebuild?
I think here this is a sign of kind of a calm and steady hand for the NDP. This is someone who's been in the House for 17 years. He's from the Vancouver area, so that could show you that that might be where the party believes they can grow in the next election. But right now, there's been a lot of chaos and disruption, obviously, in the party, with Mr. Singh losing his seat, resigning as party leader. They've been decimated to 7 seats. They don't have party status. So now they have someone like Don Davies, who's been in the House a long time, who understands it, who knows how Parliament works. And they're trying to kind of hold this small caucus together while they figure out next steps and what the party looks like for the next campaign.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.